Yeah, what's up, YouTube? And we got the worst movies of 2025 be like by WRMZ. Alright, so yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this. But before I click this play button, just do a few things for me. Hit the like button, comment down below what y'all see reacting next, or your thoughts and opinions. Turn on post notification bell so you never miss when I upload a video, and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. Now let's go.
2025 was definitely a year for movies, and since we are halfway through the first month of 2026, I think we should all look back and see what we had to work with last year. We had some full-blown bangers with movies like Sinners, some underappreciated gems, some blockbuster hits. I mean, we had them all. And if I had to speak the truth, as I always do, ladies and gentlemen, 2025 had some of the worst movies that I've ever seen in my life.
Right,
and it was not just one or two of them. If I had to give a real ranking of the top 3 worst movies of 2025, it would go Hurry Up Tomorrow.
I hope you able,
Shut the fuck up!
Bro. What? Yeah, nah, bro. Yeah, The Weeknd, bro. Just, bro. Never act again, bro. You don't, bro. Hey, Weeknd, bro. You don't need to act no more, bro. Just stay making music, bro. Stay out of acting, bro. Bro, I don't know what that was, but nah, bro.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Are you serious, my brother?
The Strangers Chapter 2, and the unanimous #1 being War of the Worlds, obviously. I mean, what the fuck was Ice Cube doing in this movie?
It's you.
But we all know those movies are poop from a butt. And at least for me,
Not
2 of those movies
butt.
are so bad, you can still have a good time watching them. That being Ice Cube's War of the Worlds and Hurry Up, Turn This Shit Off. And I am not one to beat a dead horse. So I dug deeper. And what I found is truly what I think is the worst movie of 2025. We start out in the year 1990, before the war, ladies and gentlemen, and we see a family, including Millie Bobby Brown, known for her spectacular work in Stranger Things, and watching this little dude who's doing quick math in what looks like a college room. He starts flexing his intellect as he finishes the test that took Einstein a whole 3 days. While they talk about Albert, they accidentally bump into a soldier who is very upset. His smoothie dropped on the ground and starts flaming bro's spit, saying that he needs to join humanity's side because war is coming. This leads bro to saying he isn't even sure if he wants to go to college because he is not ready for all of that. 11 makes a point on how his brain is the most important.
He said 11 makes a point. That basically just goes to show you, bro. We're not gonna acknowledge you for nothing else, bro. You spent 10 years being 11. Yeah. You're gonna be forever known as just L or 11.
Yet annoying thing in her life. And for $320 million, you think they'd be able to?
So this movie's so bad, but they spent $320 million on the making of it. Okay.
Dub her voice a little bit correctly. I mean, watch this.
Annoying thing in my life. You can't just hide that in your room.
What the fuck is this? She's not even moving her mouth. We get heartwarming talks, and little dude starts talking like Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. This leads us to the title card. MTV lets us know that Kid Cosmo has been canceled due to human propaganda against robots. This is when we see Stanley Tucci talking about how he never trusted robots, and we see the robots going full Detroit Become Human and deciding that they don't want to do what humans have assigned them to do anymore. They start protesting for robot rights, doing marches, having speeches done by the revolutionary Mr. Peanut, who is going on TV and having debates about the souls of toasters.
I don't know, I just work here.
Shut the fuck up, Toaster.
This eventually leads to war, human versus robots. We see footage of robots opening multiple cans of whoop ass on the humans. This is when we see Chris Pratt showing up in an interview talking about how doomed humanity is. This war rages on for 2 years, and during these years, it was getting mega tragic for the human beings until bald Tucci shows up looking like Lex Luthor, creating some Ready Player One shit to fight the war remote.
A toggle to take off the shoes.
This turns the tide of the war in just a few short weeks. Humanity regained control and defeated the bots, forcing Mr. Peanut to sign a peace treaty with the president. Most of the bots have become exiled to the exclusion zone as Tucci makes his product that won the war commercial. They really playing into that Ready Player One shit in this movie.
Pretty neat.
As stations of the Center Network are located literally everywhere. This takes us all the way to 1994. after the war, ladies and gentlefish, where we are once again greeted with that same family. But shit has obviously hit the fan because Millie is on house arrest, and it is revealed that she is in foster care inside of this dude, Ted's house. She's been in and out of foster care, so I can only assume that her parents are dead Chachino, and we aren't sure where Sheldon Jr. is.
Wait, what?
She
That don't
bikes
make
to
sense.
school as everyone puts on their caster, and she is a very anti-robot, refusing to not live in reality. This sends her to the principal's office where our suspicions are confirmed. Michelle's whole family is dead. That's unlucky, and it wasn't even from the war. Just a good old car crash. Double unlucky. We get a flash of little dude having a panic attack because one of his toys broke. Michelle is clearly heartbroken about everything as she slams her bike down on the ground, walks into the crib, and Teddy Boy is fast asleep, looking like one of them dudes from WALL-E. Michelle has a nightmare about the night her family died that wakes her up, and when she tries to go back to sleep, another noise keeps her awake. She goes Inspector Gadget and discovers that it's a robot. She hauls ass in fear, trying to wake Ted up, but my brethren Ted is in deep slumber. So, next thing. Hiding under the bed, but that's not gonna work. This obviously doesn't work. But listen, my boy is not harmful. In fact, all he needs is a little help. She fixes his ability to talk, but not like normal talk. Bro, it's kind of like Bumblebee from Transformers. He can only talk in phrases and shit. The yellow robot tries to explain that he is her long-lost little brother. This commotion wakes Teddy Boy up, and he starts freaking out because harboring a robot is a very serious offense. But Yellow Dude does the hand signal that they used to do back in the day, convincing Michelle, and he starts squaring up to Ted, pushing the fuck out of him not once, but twice. Ted calls the cops, but not before Michelle tasers him in the back of the neck. That's definitely gonna do some damage. Michelle and Yellowhead Grand Theft Auto Ted's car and hit the JETS. This cuts us to the Battle of Fort Hull. Ted's spare tire is not so sparish, and Yellow and Michelle try to figure out how this happened. Yellow explains to the best of his ability that his real body is still out there, but he is in danger. And the ones putting him in danger is Center, and only one person knows where his real body is. A doctor with glasses that was present when the family got into that fatal accident. Yellow, aka Christopher, tells her that the doctor is in the middle of the exclusion zone, which is basically no man's land. Michelle finds some packages that came from the back of Ted's car, and if someone can get in, they can get back out. So, we're off. And I thought it was a very serious crime to be harboring a robot. How are these two just chilling on the train? We do a series of jump cuts through barns, deserts, finally arriving at a convenience store in New Mexico. Chris puts a blanket on this homeless man who is knee-deep in some XBDs, 1000%, but gets interrupted by a new 2U semi-truck. This truck is driven by Chris Pratt, who used to be a soldier, as we saw earlier. There are some illegal exchange of goods going down because Star-Lord is pushing off weapons to this fake-ass Terminator-looking motherfucker. But the price is too steep for this dude. Terminator turns the barrel onto Chris Pratt because he definitely ain't paying $15K for this old-ass gun. Fortunately, Peter Quill has a backup plan. Like Michelle, Homie is also harboring a robot who can actually speak in full sentences. Michelle and Chris hop on board in secret, and now we are back at Ted's car that they stole, as Gus Fring is doing some detective work. You know, for a movie with a $320 million budget, you would think these things wouldn't look.
I'm not gonna lie, okay, for me, the movie, it doesn't seem like it's that bad. It seems like something that you would probably watch if you're just like if you ain't got nothing else to do and you tired of playing the game, or you tired of just watching straight up just YouTube all day, and you bored and you want something to watch. That's what it seems like to me. So I ain't gonna lie, maybe one of these days when I'm kind of bored and I ain't got nothing to do, I might just look at it. I might just watch it.
Like Mr. House from Fallout New Vegas. But hey, y'all know Netflix. Michelle and Chris get transported to Andy's secret hideout, where we learn that he and his robot pal are hoarders, basically, keeping stock of old junk in case the world ever returns to normal. While these two argue, Christopher once again starts fucking up, making as much noise as possible, alerting the two smugglers. And they didn't do a very good job of running and get caught in no bullshit less than 1.5 seconds. And just as shit is about to get tragic for the two of them, someone calls the elevator. And who could that be?
My name is Gustavo, but you can call me Sus.
How How did he get here this fast though? Once again, these people did not graduate from Hide and Seek 101 because they get spotted in less than 3 seconds. Gus wastes no time putting belt to ass on everyone in this hideout. Star-Lord gets popped, Mr. Frink starts blasting without warning, even shooting the fuck out of this fish. With some help from this dude, Gustavo is stopped in his tracks, and all 4 of them escape to the X.
What?
Lemonhead is about to get zeroed when the other robot starts throwing haymakers at him. During this distraction, Michelle rams into Gus, stopping him for the time being. This leads to the entire cave collapsing, trapping the 4 of them in the exclusion zone. But it's not the end of the world because Elle has a plan and Herm is now a giant-ass robot. We get a classic heart-to-heart, and oh my god,
how did he
jump scares us in his...
How did the other little robot become the giant robot? How? Like, you didn't explain. I don't know, maybe the movie... I don't know.
Now on my screen as he's talking to his mother. But this clearly is fake because she starts glitching around and it's revealed that the center controls are beginning to fail. And the reason is Christopher. Yes, Lemonhead is the genius behind the casters that made Bald Tucci rich. And without him, the company goes belly up on Saturday. Ethan has a meeting with Marshall about getting Chris back to center in one piece. The gang arrives at Tabletop Mountain and spots a mall. This is where that pesky doctor is said to be located. But before they get the chance to see that for themselves, a bunch of robots start hurling appliances at them. And their aim is immaculate because this eventually leads to all 4 of them getting captured.
That's crazy. Sorry for the ads, y'all. Remember, if y'all want to get rid of these ads, I gotta get an ad blocker.
We see that this mall is basically a safe haven.
If y'all want me to get an ad blocker, leave a like on the video and subscribe.
For all robots, as the gang is brought to their leader. And don't do it. Please don't do it. That better not be that motherfucking Peanut. God damn it. Mr. Peanut does a whole bunch of plot explanation, but the important thing is that he sent the doctor with glasses, i.e. Dr. Amherst, out into the wilderness some time ago. This enrages Michelle, who is about to storm off into the night, but Herm and Keats convince her to stay until the morning comes. This is when we get a somber flashback of good old Christmas times, which is so touching it brings Michelle to tears. And why are you peeking around all creepy like that, man? What the fuck going on? Lemonhead starts projecting that same old cartoon we've been seeing all movie. And why is it like the same 2 clips? Anyways, this gathers around all of the robots in the mall. We cut to the gang receiving a postcard written by Dr. Amherst telling Chris to find him at a certain location. And in just one change of heart moment, the years of war and discrimination are dismantled as every robot is now on board, ready to help out Michelle and Christopher. We cut to an old circus where all of the robots are now scabs. They back the gang into a corner, but once again, they are saved by some random ass shit as a trapdoor opens beneath them. You've probably been able to guess by now who this random man is, and of course, it's Dr. Amherst, and he shows them what they really did to Christopher's real body. This is interrupted as, oh my, how, not this dude again, how did he even find this place? Mr. Peanut and Sus Fring begin to throw hands with each other as the others escape, but not too far because the military shows up and an all-out battle goes down. Meanwhile, Mr. Peanut gets lobotomized. And once again, Marshall has these folks on the ropes. This is when Dr. Amherst sacrifices himself for the sake of Christopher. Good thing too, because Marshall has a rule to not hurt humans. So everything should be fine because, you know, the doctor was starting to grow on me and I really hope he doesn't.
Well, he got clapped.
We are now in Seattle where Robot Chris is face to face with Human Chris, who they have posted up like Captain America.
Hey,
Marshall and Ethan share some dialogue where Marshall does not agree with the methods used by Mr. Tucci, and his only response to this is, who cares? Classic. Michelle seems to have given up on the search for her brother, but after a juicy little heart-to-heart, we are back on the wagon. We cut to the inside of Center where Herm launches a car at the window, and Michelle sneaks in as the commotion draws everyone's attention. This battle gives Michelle enough time to reach Chris America. Ethan Skate does not allow this battle to continue as he boots up his ultimate weapon, this thing. And with this thing, the tide starts to turn in the human favor. Gus and Peanut have one last encounter, and obviously Marshall goes turncoat, letting Mr. Peanut live. Michelle is able to reach Christopher inside his own brain, and with some bullshit explanation, Chris starts blaming himself and realizes the only way to truly stop Center is to pull the plug on himself. Mr. Peanut confronts Ethan as Herm dies, and Michelle fulfills Christopher's wish and pulls the plug on her own brother. This crashes center, and Keith starts professing his love for Herm.
I love you, Herm. I love you. Maybe more than a friend.
Whoa, wait a minute. What? How do you... Okay. So we just gonna so there's no build up or nothing to like lead to this part or anything like that. You just like after the robot just start dying off, you start professing your love, and then you talking about maybe more than a friend. Even if it's more than a friend and the robot accepted, how are y'all gonna never mind.
Ethan gets arrested, the treaty gets redone, and Michelle broadcasts herself to the world as the bridge to human meet robot. Oh, and Christopher's robot randomly wakes up at the end of the movie. Classic. Overall, really bad. And I have to say, for $320 million to be the budget of this movie, and it to be this bad is nothing short of unlucky. You enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments which movies of 2025 was the worst to you, and what else you'd like me to
Okay, yeah, dope video, bro. By bro. But to me, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think it was that horrible. It didn't seem like it was that horrible, but to me, I feel like I said in the beginning, I feel like it was more so just a movie to where if you ain't got nothing else to watch and you're just bored and you just want a good and you just want a pretty okay movie to watch while you bored and while you just vibing and chilling or whatever you want to call it. You can just watch this movie. It don't seem too bad. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And it's been your boy RJ, and I'm gonna catch y'all next one. Deuces.